Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from
What's hell of an intro. What's going down, sports fans? It's your boy Marley Betts coming at you live with another video from Brothers in Bets Boxing Edition. As always, I got my bro with me who I discuss boxing with, Mr. Mikey Hova, the Reaper himself. What's going on, Mikey, on this good Saturday, my brother? How you doing?
Man, not much. Great Saturday, man. Football, baseball, boxing. Like, hey.
I told LJ earlier this week, like, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
It definitely
For the gamblers, dog, we got NFL football, college football, NBA about to kick off, NHL about to kick off. We got baseball playoffs, WNBA playoffs. Like, right now, everything is jumping. October, November is like just the best month for sports betting.
Definitely.
And I think next is like bowl season, like that first week or two of bowl week. Like, them are the two best times I look forward to the most. But anyway, how your Saturday going so far on college football?
I'm looking real good. UT money line, we both picked that, and it's looking like they're gonna go ahead and finish that out. They up like what 41-20 or something like that.
Last I saw, let me double check real quick. I got 41-23.
41-23.
41-23.
And then I did the so I did the money line for this and the over. Oh, you just broke. Oh my god. He fumbled. The Arkansas, that's not looking good, but I did O State minus 21. So
that's 56-17 on that one.
Yeah, so I should be straight on that. So right now everything going good, just trying to make it to tomorrow.
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm looking good, man. I can't complain. Like you said, we both on Texas money line. That's holding up right now. I got Ole Miss minus the 6. That's holding up right now, 31-38. And that's all I got early, man. We'll see what happens on the rest of the day. But let's get into the reason we are here today. Got a big time boxing match tonight. It's always a huge event when the heavyweights go at it. Nothing can really compare to it. I'm assuming that's the coach talking. That's why you're not on here, because you don't know nothing about no guy. I was pretty sure that's the coach talking a little shit. All right, so the first match, we gonna break down two of the matches on the card. Obviously we gonna break down the main event. I think this is the co-main event or the last match before the main event. Yeah. So we're gonna start there. We got F.A. Ajagba versus the Cuban Flash, Frank Sanchez, who honestly, Mr. Mikey, I wasn't sure about any of these guys. I haven't seen them before till you said we need to break this game down, so I had to go back and watch a couple of their fights. Frank Sanchez really fucking impressed me, Mikey. I like the way he moves. I like his feet. He got good hand speed, got a nice straight right that's look like devastating if it hits. Looks like only thing I don't like about I ain't gonna say I don't like about him because he's young, he got a long way, he still got time to grow. I guess he's a finisher, like he go try to fucking finish you. He's not trying to go the distance. He's not good at distance yet, like where his punches are super effective. You know what I'm saying? He be too close sometimes, and he can't like get off. I think that's what happened with Agrala. He was like so close one time, he should have fucking caved his face in, but he couldn't. But anyway, and then I watched some of FA's fights. Big, strong. I think he's kind of slow, but
yeah.
And his footwork, I don't know if it's bad footwork or he's just slow, and it makes it look bad, but
it's a combination of both.
Obviously, he got knockout power, and
definitely.
I don't know if anybody saw the Brian Howard knockout, where he just. I think they it wasn't no count. It was like over with, like boom, he hit him.
Yeah, so he has that kind of power.
Yeah, it wasn't no like 1, 2, 3. It was like nah, smack, pow. He was out of there. And that's their common opponent, by the way. Brian Howard, at least the one that I from the fights that I seen, the one that I know, they both knocked him out, but FA like demolished them. So that's my opening thoughts before I pick a side on the match. What you got?
I'm looking forward to this fight really more than the Fury Wilder fight, and it's just I'm gonna tell you my reason behind that. My reason behind that is just because we've already seen Wilder Fury 2 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me personally, in my opinion, I think Fury is just gonna go ahead and take care of business.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
So, yeah. but the reason, so I'm just saying that's the reason why I feel like I wanted to watch this fight more, because we got some young heavyweight guys in their prime, and they are both undefeated.
Yeah,
we don't get that no more in boxing.
Not in the heavyweight division.
Not in the heavyweight. We don't get it at all, though.
I was just gonna say, yeah, really.
Where guys are actually fighting guys, and guys are not afraid to lose. You know, so I was like, yeah, okay, cool. You know, so it's gonna be a good matchup. Both guys are projects, and this matchup right here, I'm telling y'all, this is the future of the heavyweight division right here. If you want to see the future of the heavyweight division, watch this fight. FA versus Sanchez. Trust me.
Who you like?
Man, I've been like going. I just been going back and forth on this. Like it's crazy because you know all it takes is one punch, and FA definitely has that. But Sanchez is the more technical. He's so technical, dude. And I don't. FA's never seen anything like Frank Sanchez. He's never seen anything like that. So me, I got to go with the more technical skill boxer. I always 95% of the time I go with the more technical skill boxer. And so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go with Frank Sanchez, the Cuban Flash. At the end of the day, skills is what wins fights. At the end of the day, he's the more skillful fighter. So I'm taking Frank Sanchez minus 195.
All right. So when I watched the tape, I watched first I watched Frank Sanchez, and I watched 3 fights, I think. I watched that Aguala fight where I feel like Aguala didn't want to come out to fight no more, because I don't think that punch hit him in the back of the head. You know, where it looked like it missed him and maybe grazed. It looked like it hit his shoulder and then grazed. But I think he has a shoulder, in his defense, I think he has a shoulder injury, and he wasn't claiming his head was fucked up. He was claiming his shoulder. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, when the fight was over, they took this glove off, and he still had this glove on. And he was kind of holding his shoulder like that. And I know the commentator, I'm 1,000% sure the commentator said he had shoulder issues. So I don't think it was he was saying he was hitting him in the back of the head, but I don't think that's why he couldn't.
Look, yeah.
I'm gonna say he couldn't continue because of his shoulder. I'm gonna try to give it a benefit of the doubt, but I don't think he wanted to continue.
He didn't want no more of that.
Like, I don't know if his shoulder was really fucked up or not, if he was faking it or not. He was saying his shoulder, but I don't think he really wanted to come out there and face that man no more. That dude hits hard, bro. Like, FA hit hard, but FA kind of long looping punch. I mean, honestly, he didn't throw a lot of looping punch. He throws a lot of straight, right? But they so slow to me. Frank, I hate using this comparison because every time you get a young heavyweight that can move with some power, they Mike Tyson comparison. But he's Mike Tyson-esque to me, not in so much of the right hook and uppercuts, but just the way he's short, he's compact, his punches are short like they're supposed to be, and he can move good on his feet versus like Fury is somebody we think in the heavyweight world that can move good on his feet. But in actuality, Fury moves good for a guy his size. He's not really quick on his feet.
Yeah.
Like Frank Sanchez is quick on his feet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? For a guy, not only for a guy his size, I just think he's pretty goddamn quick on his feet in the fights that I've seen.
Yeah.
The thing that concerns me about the fight is Hefe is long as shit, bro. He got an 86.5-inch reach. Can Frank get in? Is he gonna be able to get in? Those punches are so slow. I feel like he can.
I think he can get in.
And I think he will. I like Frank Sanchez, if you can't figure that out by now. I mean, when I put on the tape of Frank, like immediately I was kind of blown away, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I don't know who the fuck, like I couldn't believe I didn't know who the fuck he was. And then when I put on the tape with FA, I was really trying to like not be biased for Frank. Because my mind was already made up like after the first couple rounds, like, oh, this is the only thing I can see is he gonna have to box and keep him back and hit him with that 1-2 if he can. But I don't know if he's gonna be able to do that, because if he's up on him, you can't use. I mean, that's how you neutralize the guys with reach. You stay up, you stay in up on him. His punches are so slow. I think he'll be able to get in, weave a punch or two, and get in. If he gets in, man, I feel like Frank Sanchez gonna do some damage. And I feel like they both got power, but I feel like it's different kinds of power. Like Frank got FA got that, like it's slow, it's long, but that hoe will sit your ass down.
Yeah.
And Frank got that like fast, hard, like you've been hit with a brick. You know what I'm saying? Like real quick. I don't know if I'm describing it right, what I'm trying to say, but
he throws some good hooks too.
Yeah. So I like Frank.
I think the thing that's so intriguing about this fight is, of course, you know, we mentioned two guys in their prime, both undefeated. I feel like this is the future of the heavyweight division. But I think the most intriguing thing about this fight is also the two styles.
Yeah.
You know, we got a guy in FA, like I said, who's still a project, just like Sanchez, but he's more of a tall, rangy type of guy. You know, gonna try to set you up with something straight down the pipe. And then we got a technical skill guy like Frank Sanchez,
right,
who's quick on his feet, has some movement, but at the same time, he still try to get you out of there. So
let me ask you this. We talked about this a little bit before we came on. We saw FA get knocked out by the European, the big European. It was a flat lucky punch. It was a lucky punch. He was hurt, and you know he swung and caught him, but he was getting caught a lot that fight.
He was see, that's what I had pointed out. Like when I had watched him before that fight, the one thing I noticed was that he wasn't defensively responsible. So what I mean by that is every time, like when he would throw something,
he dropped.
Yeah, and it wouldn't come back right here. So I immediately saw that, and I was like, man, this dude got a lot of potential, but he gonna have to tighten up.
And Buddy peeped that, because Buddy Claudiz, if you noticed, he never was throwing first. He was always baiting him to throw so he can step back and come over the top. And it was working. He was hitting them, and I'm thinking in my mind, like, if Frank hits you like this, Frank probably won't be able to step back because it's so short. But if he steps under or steps up, and hits you I don't know if he gonna be able to get back up. Like, that was the punch that sent him down. It was flush. It caught him on the chin. That's why I sent him down. But it was even though it was a wild punch, even before that, like I said, I watched dude like bait him a couple of times. He was trying to get him to like he even did this a couple of times because he was waiting for him to swing that slow ass punch so he can step back and come over the top. And it worked a couple of times. So I'm looking like, can he get back up if Frank hit him like that?
I can say this. I don't know if he'll get back up, but if he does, it's just going to be an accumulation of combinations and punches, and he'll be out of there. So the main thing is, I mean, he got a few flaws offensively, but, you know, offensively, I feel like this. Offensively, you are who you. When it comes to fighting,
Yep.
you are who you are. You can tune up. You can tune up some shit and maybe try to say, okay, I'm gonna throw the hook a little bit more, or try to go to the body a little bit more.
Right. You can
but
focus on certain things a little bit,
but defense. That's something that I feel like that's kind of like with every sport, right? Like it doesn't really take a lot of talent in basketball to be defensive. Like it's really about hard work. It does take some type of skill, but it's really about hard work. And so I'm bringing that up to say I want to see what FA is going to be able to do defensively. What have they worked on in camp for him to be defensively responsible? For him to be able to throw shots and not take return fire immediately. And what I mean by that is if I throw a shot, now I'm back in position to guard myself. I'm defensively responsible, and I'm not going to take that immediately return fire. So that's what I want to see, how he make those type of adjustments. And that'll let me know. That'll let me know a lot. But hey, like I said, you never know. Like, FA has a punching chance. That's how it is in the heavyweight division, right? Everybody has a puncher's chance in the heavyweight division.
If you got that knockout power, you always got a puncher's chance.
Exactly.
And to be honest with you, I've never, in the fights that I saw, I've never seen Frank Sanchez get hit. So I don't know how he will respond. If somebody punches him in the mouth. I don't know if he gets up, if he gets knocked down. I mean,
that's a great point.
I assume he will, but at the end of the day, that changes a lot sometimes when a player gets hit in his mouth.
You get hit in the mouth.
Been hit in the mouth before. And that. So, I mean, yeah, I like Frank based off what I've seen, but I mean, at least I know one thing I can say about Hefe. I don't know if he'll get back up if Frank hits him. That's going to be depending on how hard that punch is. But I do know if he's capable of getting up, he will try. I mean, he got knocked down and got back up.
He got knocked down and got back up. And he stopped that dude.
I can't, and he took some punches. I don't know how hard other guys
took some punches,
but he took some punches. So I know he's not afraid to get hit and fight back. I watched like 3 or 4 of Frank Sanchez's fight. Nobody really hit him. I mean, he kind of had the Mike Tyson effect. Like they was already scared before the bell rang. So when you got that effect as a fighter, I mean, that's already hard to overcome. It's hard if you already scared of a guy, it's hard to beat up a guy you scared of. You know what I'm saying? I mean, unless you're a scary guy that fight. But if you if you already walking in the ring, like, man, I don't know if I can beat this dude hit hard. I don't know if I can beat him. He might knock me out. You know what I'm saying? Like if that's what was happening with Tyson, like they was already like, man, I gotta watch out, make sure I don't get knocked out. That's
a great point you bring up, because if you go back and you look at, now, don't get me wrong, Tyson was one of the best fighters ever. But if you go back and you look, the reason I'm bringing this up is what you said about the mentality if a motherfucker's scared. When he fought Mike Spinks was scared.
He's scared.
You can't tell me, man, Spinks was an incredible fighter. You can't tell me.
Early 90s though, mid 90s. That's when Tyson really had that fear. That's before jail and everything. That's when,
But I'm saying if you take that scary fear factor, that fear shit, it's a way better fight, dog. You can't tell me that this nigga gonna just. If you told me that before the fight,
old boy name from Brooklyn, Broderick. I can't think his name. He fought Tyson tough, dog, but he wasn't scared of Tyson.
Razor Ruddock.
Don't nobody really know about Razor Ruddock.
No, hey, you right. Hey, and I'm talking about even the Tyson losses. From the shit that
he beat him. He lost to Tyson twice, but
them hoes
was fire.
Yes. I think Razor Ruddock was his toughest opponent ever.
He was before we get to Holyfield and all that, he was the first person I seen that wasn't afraid. And it showed. He the only person I saw that had a chance before we get to Buster and Holyfield and
which and that was later.
Cuz died. To me, it's really Cuz dying, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother topic. When Cuz dies, can't nobody check him no more, and can't nobody make him train no more. You can look at his fighting style; it changed a lot. He didn't jab as much no more. He didn't weave as much.
Nah.
He didn't weave as much no more. He was really looking for like straight knockouts.
Straight knockout.
If you look at the times of his career, but like I said, that's a whole discussion for another time. But yeah, man. Like you say, I'm riding with Frank. At the end of the day, I think he's the better fighter. Like you said, I'm going to go with the more technical. I think he's better on his feet. I think his defense is better. I think his offense is better. I think he's quicker. I don't know who's stronger. They both possess knockout power, so we can notch that up as the top. But I think in all the other categories, the only thing I'm worried about is can he get in? But I think his punches are so slow that he'll be able to. I don't think he'll be able to throw like a double jab. I can just see that being so slow.
That's what I want. That's what I'm anxious to see. I'm anxious to see how that jab looks from FA.
So
is it gonna be a crisp jab, or is it gonna be a range finder? Like what is it?
If it was a straight crisp jab, he'd be nice.
Exactly.
Like with some nice pop to it, but it seemed like it's, like you say, more of a range finder versus
like Wilder. It's like a range finder.
And speaking of, let's make that good transition, sir. Speaking of, all right, man. The main event, the reason that we are here today, Wilder versus Fury 3. The line is at 232 plus 232 for Wilder. Fury is at minus 285, people. Over and under is at 7.5. Big boys, big time, Mikey. What you like? Who you like? I kind of know what you like. You kind of told us a little bit earlier.
Tyson Fury.
Let me ask you this. I know who you like because you said it earlier. Since we already know who you like, let me ask you this. Go ahead, Scott. Since we know you like Fury, do you think Wilder has a chance?
Absolutely.
If you could put that on a scale from 1 to 100, what we talking?
1 to 100? Damn.
Like 50-50, 50-50, 60-40, 40% chance Wilder, 30%?
I think 50%.
50-50.
I think 50-50. And this is why I say that. Because he has that damn power in that fucking right hand. So that makes up for a lot of other shit that he lacks. So I gotta say
he lacks a lot of shit.
I gotta say, so I gotta say 50-50. Definitely. I gotta say 50-50. He always has a puncher's chance. That's very valuable. That's very valuable.
So do you figure the little training videos that he put out? Go ahead.
The mitts don't hit back.
So that don't really show you like nothing.
No, because he's gonna revert back to doing the same shit that he's used to doing.
What makes you comfortable, right?
Yeah. So once he gets busted up, all that shit's gonna go out the window. Dude, you cannot change a guy in 6 months or however long.
What would you do if you're Wilder's trainer? What would be your game plan for the fight?
Well, the first thing I would do, if I was his trainer, the first thing that I would do is have him acknowledge that he lost the fight fair and square. That would be the first thing.
I don't know if he did though, but okay.
Well, but you said me though.
You're right. So,
okay.
You're right. Let's go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I would tell him.
I digress.
This is why you lost. So now we need to work on these things. The mentality, the mental aspect of it first. Right. That's what I would check. Okay. Once we get that out the way, when we start getting into the actual physical aspect of it, several things I would do. Number one, which I think Malik Scott has been focused on, going to the body. You got to go to the body against a guy like Tyson Fury. The guy, he's a little flabby down there anyway. So it's like, right. You want to slow him down. You want to get him winded? I think he's coming in at 277. Tyson is a very big
I
guy.
heard he's coming in at closer to 300. They say he put on I don't know the weigh-in, but before the weigh-in, they say he put on 20 pounds. He was 275 at the last fight. So
the weigh-in he was 277.
At the weigh-in?
Yeah.
Okay. So he about what he was last fight.
Yeah, and then heavyweights don't have to cut weight, so it's not like
right.
Yeah,
he was trying to gain. What he said, or I heard he said this was on.
He did say that.
Right.
He was trying to gain
if
weight.
he came in at 277, he was 275 on the last fight. So
yeah, so I would focus on the body, and I would pick and choose my spots. Another thing that I would do, if you notice, one thing that Fury was doing this was something that I saw a long time ago. Nobody ever made Deontay Wilder fight going backwards until he fought Fury.
That's true.
He can't fight going backwards.
That's true.
He cannot. Not too many people can fight going backwards.
Right.
To be honest, so I'm not just gonna shit on him like that.
Right.
He can't fight going backwards. So what I would try to do is try to make sure that we established our area in the middle of the ring. Not going backwards. Unless I want to do like a little pull counter or something like that, or but I don't want him going backwards, because when he's going backwards, several things happen. Number one, when you're going backwards, you're more vulnerable to getting dropped.
Hey, my bad, Mikey. Coach, I don't know if you're still watching, but if you are, United Days say his comments is blocked or something. So I think we're not getting no comments. Something going on with the comments, Coach. Or he could mean on Twitter. So check. We need to get that fixed. My bad, Mikey. Go ahead.
Okay. And then number two, your power is not the same going backwards.
Right.
So I would want him to establish his area. It's called ring generalship. That's what I would want him to do. I think another thing I would have him do, take your time, be patient. Don't go out there trying to kill him. He always talking about, I'm willing to die in the ring. I'm violent. I'm gonna destroy you. Just calm down. Be patient. Pick your shots. And everything.
Calm down, big guy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that's what I would do if I was his trainer. But like I said, I think Malik Scott Malik Scott is doing the best that he could possibly do with Wilder. I just don't think it'll be enough.
All right.
We'll see though.
Before I give out my pick, I'm gonna answer the same question I asked you. What would I do differently if I was his trainer? Beyond getting to why you lost, but I understand what you're saying, mentality, right? We got to get past that, whatever the reason it is, and we got to focus on the actual reasons in the fight why we lost. Whether his gloves were padded or not padded, he was hitting your ass. So let's get to why he was hitting you. So,
right.
And my thing is this. I agree with what you said earlier. Ultimately, we can work on a bunch of things, but ultimately, you are who you are. We can get better at certain aspects of your game, but at the end of the day, what you are is a knockout artist with a nice right hand, and you're never going to be a technical boxer. And we're not going to try to make you one, because we're not going to beat Tyson Fury boxing, because he'll outbox us. So
exactly,
we're not going to do that. I also agree with you is we got to work the body. The man is 270 pounds, and it's not a muscle. Like you said, it's some flab down there. Right. And that right hand can do as much damage to the face as it can to the body. Yeah. We got to work the body. The next thing we need to do is, bro, we got to get you in ballet classes, dance classes, and footwork drills. Your footwork is we got to get it on point. So you can not fight backwards, but so you can sidestep. You don't have to always go back. You can sidestep. You can't be on the ropes and let him put that 275 on you and leaning on you and wearing you down. That's too much weight that you got to try to push off you every time. So those are two things that I would do. And the next thing I would do is our 1-2 has got to be on point. We don't have a lot of punches. You're not a good hook, volume, combo puncher. You know, like I said earlier, you mainly got the power in the right hand, the overhand right, and a wild looping hook. So our 1-2 got to be crisp and on point. He's not like FA. That hook got some snap. It has some snap to it if he throws it right. His hands aren't just really slow. So
No, not
that
at all.
1-2 down the middle and the double jab, it got to be on point because we got to keep him away from us. And thirdly, conditioning, because I know I'm a knockout artist, but we gonna make his fat ass move around this ring. We're not gonna get caught on these ropes. So we go 1-2 his ass and stay back as much as we go set up that right till we can catch him coming forward and fire into it. But we're not gonna let him push us on the ropes and control the ring.
Right.
So we gotta stay in the center as much as we can.
Right.
We gotta 1-2 and move around. Your footwork has to be on point this fight. Those are the main things I would do. Body punches, like you said, we got to get our conditioning right because we're going to do a lot of moving and throwing the 1-2 from different angles. And we cannot get caught letting him put all his weight on us on those ropes. Like he was on the ropes too much,
man.
Absorbing blows.
It wore him out.
It was too much. And I mean, you got to think about how many times you got to push 275 up off you. And it's not like he's not letting you push him off you. So, you know, you got that. That's a lot, man, to try to keep pushing this big ass dude off you after he probably didn't hit you, you know, a couple times while you on the ropes. Then you got to try to that's a lot, bro. We can't get caught in the corner and on the ropes this fight. So those are my things. With that being said, I want Wilder to win so bad. And I fell for that trap second fight. When everything in my boxing mind told me that Fury was going to win that second fight because he won the first fight, honestly, in my opinion. With those two knockdowns, if you want to call it a draw, okay. But outside of those two knockdowns in that first round, he beat up Deontay Wilder every round. Yes. And I was coming out of rehab, so I knew the second fight. so I knew the second fight that once he didn't got a fight in, you know what I'm saying? There was no way that he was going to beat him the second time. But you know, I was riding with Wilder and all the other shit, and I can't take Wilder. There's no way until I see it. Tyson Fury is a better boxer. I want Wilder to win that fight, but I can't put my money on this, man. Not until I can see more. And at the end of the day, he's just a more skilled fighter than he is with, you know, take all the extra bullshit out of it. Tyson Fury, I said it earlier, for a big guy his size, he can move. He moves better than probably 80% of the heavyweights, if not 90% of the heavyweights in his division. He's long. Only thing he really lacking is power, but he don't have to knock him out. He just got to beat him up. And
he has good enough power.
Right. Obviously,
it's kind of like I equate because I hear people say that rightfully so because he don't have like the Wilder, Tyson, you know.
He don't have knockout power.
But it's kind of like what I used to say about Floyd. And people used to say he don't hit hard. Well, he hits hard enough to where you can't walk through him. Right. So he has to have some type of
right. That's why I guess I mean to say he doesn't have knockout power.
No, he's not the one punch.
Not one punch knockout power. Right. Obviously, like you said, he got enough to do enough damage where you're not gonna walk through his punches. So
yeah, definitely.
And he 275, bro. You know, I mean, that whole got to have some kind of pop to it. You know what I'm saying? A man being that size. So I can't take the 285. I can't take the 232 as much as my heart wants to take Deontay Wilder because I do like everything he represents and what he stands for. And, you know, that man had no amateur background, went and got a golden glove. And
he did a good job.
And he really just in the ring knocking niggas out at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I got to respect that. But
definitely got to respect that.
I can't see him beating Tyson Fury until I see it because I've seen it twice. And he lost both of those fights. Just to be from a straight boxing perspective, he lost both those fights. But I hope he knock his ass out. I might sprinkle a little something on a TKO, you know, by X round just on some for fun shit.
Yeah.
But if I had,
he has a puncher's chance, and that's all he had.
For sure.
That's all he had.
I mean, that punch that he did get up from that one time, I don't know if he can do that again. I mean, he got up by
Probably not.
I don't see that happening again. So if he catch him, then yeah, he definitely can win. So I'll throw my money. I'll throw a little something on a +3, +400 TKO rounds. I don't know, whatever. I'll go back and look at them. But if I was just betting solely on the fight, win or lose, and I had money to, I wouldn't take 285, honestly. But, if I had a couple bands to drop on the fight, I'll take that 285 on Fury. But outside of that, sorry for all the Wilder fans, man. I want to tell y'all to take Wilder, but just being a true handicapper, I don't think that's the best bet. I honestly think Fury should win the match.
Fury said that he's an 18-wheeler.
I know, I heard him. He's gonna run
over Deontay Wilder. And I believe him.
I know, dog. I mean, if you look at the fights, there has been nothing for you not to believe that to be the case. I want to take Wilder, and I'm looking like, okay, what have I seen since the last fight? He put out a little video of him hitting the bag, which he looked like okay. To be honest with you, I wasn't even super impressed about him like hitting the bag. It was like you said, one, the bag don't hit back, and two, when I see tapes like that, I'll be like, how many times like that? I don't even know if that was the first take. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I be seeing, they be showing Ben shooting threes and shit in the gym. Like how many times like did that take to get that take though? Like I don't know if that's y'all walked in the gym and the game started and we just recording, boom. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many times you have to go back and record this shit, or we just go use the middle part because he look good right here. His feet don't look good right there. Like nigga, I edit videos all the time. You know what I'm saying? I know. So like I want to believe it, but man, that's amateur shit, bro. It can't get suckered up into no nigga hitting no bag. I think me and you could look pretty decent hitting the bag, but we get in that ring with a true boxer, it ain't gonna be pretty.
It'll be totally different.
So, like I say, man, I want him to win, dog, but like I said, I'll take my risk with a good +300, 400 on a knockout versus taking the money line, because he's not gonna win if it goes the distance. So what's the point in taking the 232? The only way he's gonna win is by knockout. So you might as well find the TKO and put the money on that if you're gonna back Wilder. Did you freeze up?
Yeah. So I guess recap. We have the same picks. We got Sanchez.
Yeah, both like Sanchez.
And we both like Fury.
Both like Fury. Except I'm gonna sprinkle a little on. I'm gonna take my chances with like a little. Like I said, if I can find like a +400, +350, Wilder for the knockout. If my college day continues to go as it's going, I might sprinkle a little something. Just puncher's chance, like you said. But
yeah, he do got a puncher's chance for sure.
Smart money for me has to be
Tyson Fury.
But I think the same. I do agree with you. I think even though it's a lesser known fight, I'm excited to watch that Frank Sanchez and F.A. Ajagba fight.
And I can't wait to watch that.
That's really interesting. Who is the next matchup we got? Is it Crawford Porter?
That's and Canelo Caleb Plant.
Canelo Plant is next, I think.
They both fight in November, I think.
Oh man, I really like Plant, but I just don't think he can win, dog. Especially watching that press conference. It's so sunk like the little hope that I had to want to put on him, because I was like, damn, he swung at Canelo. Canelo weaved that hole and caught him so quick, and like that was just a press conference. They weren't even fighting like for real. And then
it was even fighters on Twitter like they was like, oh no.
Yeah, but did you say that? In the ring, he's going to be expecting you to punch him. I don't even think he was expecting you to swing, and he still weaved that hoe and caught you. And I'm like, I went back, like I didn't really know who Plant was. I didn't just now look up Plant. I looked up Plant about a year ago, so I just got onto Plant. I went and watched a bunch of Plant's fights. I like Plant, bro. I like Plant's story. I like how he boxes because he kind of like a slick boxer. You know what I'm saying? He can move and he throw But
he is a very, very, very good fighter. But I don't think it's enough to be Canelo.
I don't either,
But
dog.
he is
I don't either.
definitely a good fighter.
I don't think it's enough to be Canelo though. I don't
Definitely
either.
a good fighter.
I don't
Solid.
either, man.
Very,
I
very
don't
solid.
either. I just hope his jaw don't get broke like Billy did.
Really.
That's all. I hope it's not. I hope people at least I hope he put up a fight, where he gets some respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, boy's gonna have to put some respect on his name. That's what I hope. But after seeing that little, maybe that punch he threw, he didn't have his heart in it. It was just kind of like, man, you know, and it was easy for Canelo to weave. Maybe he really wasn't throwing it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like you said, the only problem is in the ring, you throw that, you getting countered with something a lot harder.
Yep.
So,
Yep. I
but
agree.
ultimately, it's a great night of boxing. Most of the fights on the card are pretty much heavyweight. I think Kauznaki, he fights. I think they call him the babyface assassin, and he's trying to avenge his loss against his opponent. So it's gonna be a good night of
What I tell you, now we gotta go. I told you, OU to let Texas come all the way back into the game. Bro.
Yeah. I just
I
peeped
said
it.
that. I say I hate going up super big early in the first quarter like that, like 28-0. I'll just be feeling like it's only a matter of time. It's too much time left. It's human nature to get complacent, to take your foot off the gas. These are just kids. They're gonna do it. Can they turn it back on before they tie it? They didn't tie it. But and we got so much time left. Anything can still happen.
7 minutes left. So
all right, man. Well, got anything else, Mikey, before we get up out of here?
Nah, that's it. Hopefully our tips do you guys some justice and you guys are able to make some bread.
Special shout out to that boy Tequila King. Boy put up 60 racks on Coastal based off our analysis, he said on YouTube. You know, he commented on the YouTube. Posted the pics on our Twitter, posted his tickets on our Twitter just to show proof that he hit that hoe. So I'm gonna shout him out again on the college show. Appreciate that, Tequila King, taking that advice. Appreciate the comment, man. Go ahead and subscribe. Appreciate the like. Shout you out again on the college show. Everybody else, man, it's Saturday. The early games are wrapping up. I hope your early choices were good. I hope you're still in the game. If not, I hope you got enough room for that deposit. If not, be a fan like the rest of us. Mikey, I'm still in the game right now. I'm battling. Other than that, man, you know what it is. Y'all know the tagline. Let's keep Vegas. And y'all know what? We out this motherfucker.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay.